To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle, as cabin crew are now demonstrating.
All right.
Hi guys.
Happy Friday. It's time once again for Facebook Live. Episode 4? 4. We're going to go.
Preview episode.
Yeah, 4. So third week of the legislative session just got over. There are a couple of things to note about that. The deadline for introducing Senate bills was Monday, so all the Senate bills that are going to be introduced have been introduced. That's good. Similar deadline for the House on Monday, so we'll know where we're at. Also, 2 weeks left to hear bills in the House of Origin, so we have next week and one more week after that, except for appropriations, of course. But we're closing in on knowing the final quantity of what we have to deal with. So this week, not really much. We did a couple of things, nothing huge. We mostly repeats. We talked about last week's video. The Girl Scout, Boy Scout bill went out of the Senate, or not the Senate, I'm sorry, went out of committee unanimously. The Baus bill went through a committee in the Senate, so it's on the fast track. But
The ELL bill passed third read in the Senate. So
yes, halfway home. And there's a mirror.
more than halfway.
Yeah,
because
there's a
we got
mirror.
So that one's being fast tracked. They had to do an amendment to give it a comma that was missing. So, we're getting there.
Hopefully next week or so, yeah, we can see something. That'd be awesome. So ELL's looking good. Next week, and by next week I mean Monday and Tuesday, we have jam-packed agenda. So, like I said, 2 weeks left. So this next week, coming Monday and Tuesday, will be long, and the week after will probably be especially long because everyone who wants their bill to keep moving forward will try to get it on an agenda. That being said, let's talk about House education first, since it's on Monday. So we'll go in chronological order. So to do that, Morgan's going to tell us about there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bills on the agenda, but there's 2 that we want to highlight. Morgan's going to tell us about those 2.
All right, so the first one that we were kind of concerned with was House Bill 2185. I think that we are all for that one. It is STOs, and it is going to be the tax credit cap. It's basically just going to be between the greater of the two, between 2% or adjust for inflation. So just be the greater of those two. So we like that one. And then the next one is going to be House Bill 2186. This one is basically talking about unpaid school meal fees. And it was talking a few things about it, that you can't refuse to give a meal if they can't pay for it. So with that, there was a few concerns with how it was phrased. So basically they're saying that you can't have any debt collectors come after the parents if they have unpaid school meal fees, and a few other stipulations like that, talking about unpaid school meal fees in particular. So
Yeah, it's lunch shaming is the common term, buzzword for that. So bunch of prohibitions in there: no stickers, hand stamps, publicizing the names of students who don't have unpaid meal fees.
No separate line for students who haven't paid.
Yeah, it's the food banks have been working on that bill. We are broadly okay with most of it. It's sort of just codifying the ADE policy on meal service into statute. The one thing that I think we're going to see clarification on is that the required meal can be an alternate meal. So we want to try to get some clarity around that. Other than that, it's pretty much, if you're abiding by ADE policy as far as meal service goes and lunch shaming practices or anti-lunch shaming practices, you should be good to go. But we just want to make sure that school districts have the ability to offer the alternate meal that they're offering now. And if you're not offering one, I suppose you'd have to start. But most every district that we've polled on this issue informally over the years has said they offer some sort of alternate meal. So we just want to keep that in place. Hard to bill, of course, because I think we all want kids to eat, and none of us want them to feel like they're less than for not having lunch money or just for getting lunch money even. So want to make sure that every student who's possibly eligible for free and reduced lunch is participating in that program, obviously. And then, but we have to make sure that the legislature understands that food service does cost money, so we need to be able to operate it at least a break even or minor loss. It'd be nice if we could make a profit on it, to subsidize other areas of the school district operations, but we all know that for the most part that doesn't happen, and if there is any profit, it's very small and reinvested in food service. So yeah, it's not a money-making operation, but we don't want it to be a super money loser either, so we're trying to balance that out. So that's pretty much it on House. Everything else is pretty ho-hum on there. Senate, on the other hand, has a couple of good bills on there, and by good I mean problematic.
Not usually good.
So problematic and/or complex, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the agenda, and we're going to cover 4 of them. So first one we talked about earlier in the session, Senate Bill 1073. That's the consolidation election bill for our friends up north in Yavapai County. We're hearing that will be sort of put back to the way it was originally with some minor tweaks. Originally, I mean, as introduced. We still have an issue with the election, with the repealer being removed. We still want to address that if we can. But it's looking like it's making some progress in the right direction, so we'll see. 1238 is interesting. It requires that the State Board of Education modify graduation requirements for students that meet a certain set of criteria. And those criteria are sort of adverse experiences like homelessness, foster children, having been adjudicated delinquent, being in an institutional setting, being on probation, things that we don't wish on children, right? But we are concerned that the proposed solution is to reduce graduation requirements as opposed to invest resources to help those students graduate. So we've talked with the sponsor about it. She's aware of that. She knows that it's a work in progress and we have some concerns. So we're going to keep working on that, but that's one that we're watching. And then Senate Bill 1318, that is a mandate for ADE to develop a statewide dyslexia plan, and also requires that school districts screen students in grades K and 1 for dyslexia. We have some concerns there, obviously, because it's an unfunded mandate and an administrative issue. So we're going to be talking with the sponsor about that. And then finally, Senate Bill 1468, which is, it's been around a couple of years. It's suicide prevention training. And the sponsor of the bill has been receptive to our concerns about administrative burden and mandates. Right now, it sits at school districts must provide some suicidal prevention training that will be developed by Access, so it'll be free, and it'll be online to employees once every 3 years. So he's taken a lot of the costs out of it. He's sort of said Access needs to develop it and provide the training, so schools will have to pay. We still are not super excited about a mandate, but as mandates go, it has been softened substantially. So we are looking to see where that's going to go. If it gets any more restrictive, obviously we'll have to have some more talks about it. But as of right now, it's looking like if it went through as is, it wouldn't be that burdensome. So that's really it bill-wise right now. And
Senate Finance next week.
oh yeah, that's right. You're right. Lee's on top of it. Got it written down right here. Senate bills 1320 and 1395 are ESA bills. They put them in Senate Finance, I presume because they took a look at the Senate Education Committee and thought that maybe if we put them there, they wouldn't get out. And they might be right about that. So they put them in Senate Finance. 1320 gives control of the ESA program to the state treasurer, and 1395 is a broader program revision bill. There's a lot of stuff in there. Some of it, most of it ho-hum, but it does bring back the accountability pieces that were in the referral from this fall, where a test is required but not required to be reported to ADE. So it's of limited usefulness as an accountability measure. And a couple of other tweaks that we think expand it a little bit more without expanding the categories. Things like saying that if you reside within the attendance boundary of an F-rated school as opposed to just attending an F-rated school. Things like that, which we obviously find problematic because we don't support the expansion of ESAs. So watch your email box for that. We'll probably give you an opportunity to sign into RTS and write your legislators on that this weekend. That is it, I think.
That is it.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, good.
The other thing we wanted to plug, we are working hard to plan a cool lobby day for you guys. It will be Monday, February 25th this year, which is the day of House Education Committee. So it'll work like last year if you went in years past. We'll be in the old Senate chambers, which are cool and historic. You'll talk to me, Chris, Morgan. We'll teach you about what's happening in the legislative session, the budget, a little bit on how to be a good advocate, and then we have a Q&A with legislators. We'll have someone with ADE to come speak with us during lunch, hopefully Superintendent Hoffman, but it is also a state board meeting, so the timing will be interesting, and then a cocktail party at the end of the day. So if you guys can come, we'd love to have anybody. It is free to attend. Some people have asked that, so I put the link in all the emails, and please sign up. We'd love to see you there.
Yeah, and Superintendent Hoffman did say that she wants to come, so she will be there, barring any unforeseen circumstance, but we do have a guarantee that someone from upper level ADE will be there, but she does want to come, and unless she is absolutely needed at the state board meeting at that particular moment, she will be there. So we're looking forward to it. We think it'll be good for everybody to be able to meet her and have some lunch with her and hang out. So, and who doesn't like cocktails? I mean, there's a cocktail hour. We're throwing you a cocktail party.
We're giving you free drinks. We're giving you Doritos, everything you need.
Yeah. So we hope to see you there. Seriously, it'll be a fun time. We're trying to, make it a more fun event for members. And even if you're not a member, you know what? If you get our emails and you want to come to our lobby day, come to our lobby day. It'll be fun. We'll hang out with the legislators.
That word's tricky.
I know it is. 13 years in this business. All right, that is it. We are done.
We are done.
Happy Friday to you. We hope to see you on the 25th, if not before. Watch your email for our opportunities for advocacy, and thank you for watching. We appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
Have a good weekend. Dude, don't you ever knock before you come to people's offices? Come in. Nice to see you.